what's going on, guys? Another kind of little tech video I'm going to do for you here. Something that I've been doing for several years with a lot of really good success. Something that we're going to cover here is using step dowels for an LS Vtec. The thing with that is when you run like it's a B20 Vtec or an LS Vtec, the head gasket that you would get in Felpro or basically any one of your OEM gaskets aren't really going to work with the step dowels. So like on a Felpro head gasket for a B20, the dowel physically won't fit through the head gasket. So you have to modify a head gasket. So when you get the dowel pins, you normally would get like a Golden Eagle LS Vtec kit, and it comes with an OEM head gasket that the holes have already been reamed out for you, basically. Something that I've been doing on a lot of my motors, I've been doing it for years, is I actually use a drill bit and a drill press, and we drill out the holes. So that way you can run the B20 LS dowel with the factory head gasket and never have to touch anything ever again. The reason why I started doing this was making upwards of 700 to 800 horsepower. If something happened out at the track and I needed to change a head gasket, I would have to buy a head gasket and modify it before we went out there and ream the hole out, which kind of a pain in the butt. So what I eventually just started doing was just drilling the heads out, and that way the head that's on my car, if we're out at the track and need to change a head gasket and we don't have one and you have to run to O'Reilly's or wherever and you get a head gasket, you're not going to be stranded at the track trying to drill out a head gasket and figure stuff out there. This, I know a lot of people don't like this. They say it's that's what these step dowels are made for, but you still have to modify a head gasket that you would get from OEM Honda or Felpro or anything like that that's not already been modified. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm gonna get everything set up here, kind of show you what I do. I do use a drill press. I've seen videos where people just grab a hand drill and go at it. If it works, it works. It is what it is. I'm a little more accurate using a drill press and getting it straight. When you do drill it, it will leave a little protrusion on the deck. We don't care about that in this case because we are going to go and get this tanked and resurfaced and cleaned. Yeah, so basically not a ton of cleanup. This thing's gonna go get taken care of by Gibson. That's who we use for this stuff. And yeah, this is all leading up to another build video, or maybe it's part of this video, we'll see when it comes out, of an LS Vtec swap that we're doing for a Honda that we're turboing, and nothing crazy, kind of a really budget build, kind of show what you can do stuff. So yeah, let's kind of get rolling into this and I'll get stuff set up and let's drill ahead. Okay, so we kind of got our machine set up here. The drill bit that I found that I use is a 35/64. It works really, really well. Nice snug fit on the dowel pin. I went with this, and I've had this drill bit that I only use it for this for years because I couldn't track down the metric drill bit. This one works really well. Like I said, there's a lot of people that definitely don't prefer to do it this way. It's been called a jank way to do it or anything like that. I feel like if you're using a hand drill, that's probably not the greatest because you're not going to get it perpendicular. Like I said, I've done this for years and years and years on 800 horsepower cars, and if I've had a head gasket issue, it's only because running a lot of boost on some basic ARP head studs or something like that. I've never seen a cause of a head gasket failure be for this. So yeah, let's kind of get into it. So I'm going to get it going and kind of get everything lined up, kind of tip into it a little bit and make sure that I'm getting a nice cut pretty centered there. And then once I know I've got my depth already marked on the tape here, so that's how far down I need to go to make sure that everything clears. And yeah, let's kind of get at it. The nice thing is the drill bit will kind of center the head a little bit, so kind of put it where it needs to go. second to get everything lined up. To get it lined up. Nice, easy action. So our fun step, and yeah, that looks really good. This out of here. What we got here? Sure not to bang the deck surface too much. We'll look in here. See a nice uniform cut. Looks good all the way around. So now this is going to accept the LS dowel, which means we can use, you know, off-the-shelf Velcro B20 or LS head gaskets, OEM Honda B20 head gaskets, what have you. This was already previously a LS Vtec head, so that hole's already been tapped for the oil passage, and got a plug that'll be going in there. So we still got to do this side. If you do decide to take this route, make sure that you drill on the intake side of the head. Obviously the exhaust side is bigger already, so let's get the other one's set up and going here. So this, it's usually a lot easier to do if you don't have all the rockers and everything in, which if we have a head that's already kind of ready to go, it usually is void of all that stuff already. So rockers are kind of giving me a little bit of a fight here. Okay. Down. Okay, show you what we ended up with here. So now, as you can see, now we have a nice cut hole. It's going to take that LS dowel pin. Same thing on this side. Yeah, if this is something that you're uncomfortable doing with a hand drill or something like that, I've done this 100 times with no issues. I'm pretty cheap at it. If you need a head that you need done, just be sure and let us know. And I mean, you just saw it doesn't take very much time at all. I can do it for relatively cheap. So yeah, just something that I thought you guys might kind of like to see what we do here. It's a lot of people say it's just being cheap. It's not really. I don't consider it being cheap, just because, like I said, if you're at the track and something happens and you need a head gasket, it's going to be a lot harder to find one that has already been reamed out, or you're going to have to take the time at the track to ream it out. This way, if you're just LS Vtec or B20 Vtec and you need to run to the parts store and buy a head gasket, you just throw it right back on. No modification, no nothing. Easy peasy. So yeah, we'll should have some more on for you for the car that this is all going on. Should be a fun little project. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on how that goes, and try and bring you some more stuff like this when we come across it. Have a good day, guys.